Hello, my name is Andrea Alig. I am an experienced teacher and have worked on the internet for 14 years and in public school before that. Altogether, I've been teaching about 16 years. I'd like to tell you about myself and my work. I am an artist, a published poet, professional storyteller, and at one time I was a professional dancer. But what I love most is teaching. I graduated from the University of Connecticut in Storrs, Connecticut with a BA in English and theater with honors. And then I took my graduate work at Central Connecticut State University and graduated in that fellowship program with honors. I'm also a member of the National Honor Society. I love most about teaching, even more than my art of storytelling or artwork or publishing poetry. What I love most about teaching is seeing the lights turn on in a student's eyes when they solve a language problem. And it's a privilege and an honor to teach. And it's like reaching the top of a mountain when you've solved a problem. And the feeling of empowerment is immeasurable, it's priceless. Okay, so that's enough about me. I would like to tell you about the story that I'm going to tell you. I would present it to a first grade class that's just learning to read and has learned its alphabets, or a kindergarten class that is just learning the alphabets. The story that I've written for this mock demo of teaching will involve these words and the letter B. Ball, Barney owl, birds, bugs, bear, bent, beach, and blue. These are the words of the story for the letter B. Do you know the letter B? The letter B has a big belly and always walks to the right. Can you make a big belly with your arm and a tall line with your other arm? And it looks like this. Here is the belly and here is the B. B has a big belly. There's other ones in the alphabet that have bellies and big faces, but for right now we'll just do B. Ba 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 B. Well, I have a story to tell you about how little B bent the rainbow. Little B was the baby bee of Big B, Mrs. B. And he was not happy because he was bored. Can you make a frown like this? Bored. Can you make a smile like this? But he was bored today and a little unhappy with a frown because he didn't have anything to do. So Mrs. B sent him out to play in the yard. And he was playing for a while when over from the sky, or down from the sky, came a magic ball. What a ball! Purple and pink. What a great ball! It was almost good enough to eat, raspberry ice cream and grape ice cream. But he didn't eat the ball. He just played with the ball for a while. But then he got bored. So he decided to go looking for something else to do. And so he found a wise owl, Barney owl. And you see the name Barney owl sitting on a branch? Barney owl. Here's Barney owl. I didn't realize you can play this like a dulcimer. Oh, Barney, did you have a good time with little B? You did. Why are you purple today? Well, the truth is that Barney, when he's purple, it means he's angry and bored. But when he's happy, he's green. All of him becomes green. All of him becomes green, like this. See how he changes? Barney's green now. And sometimes he's in between. Like sometimes you have an in-between day where you're not really sad or angry, but not really happy, just plain bored. But anyway, Barney was very green today because he was very glad to meet Little Bee, who dropped the ball. And Barney was there for a reason, because he was a wise barn owl. A wise barn owl. And he said, there are birds on top of a mountain you want to go see? Little Bee said, you're a bird? Yes, but there are other ones. All kinds of colors on top of this mountain. So Little Bee, on Barney's advice, went up. Can you clap your hands like this on your legs? Up, 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 up to the top of the mountain, where he saw these beautiful birds. Beautiful, beautiful birds. Couldn't see the color because they were way up high in the sky, but then they flew away, and Little Bee was bored again. Ho hum. Can you do that? Ho hum. Huh. Bored. I have nothing to do. So he started going down the mountain. Down the mountain he went, all the way down the mountain. But before he came to any place in the bottom of the mountain, there were bugs. Ooh, bugs. Bugs. And they were pesty. So he steered away from them and he continued walking. And he met a bear. Roar. There have been a lot of bears lately in America, which is where I live, in the United States. A lot of bears invading people's food pantries and kitchens and sitting on chairs looking out at the view from a mountaintop house. Unbelievable, because they're all hungry and coming in more. He was hungry and he was growly, but I think he wanted to play. Only scared Little Bee because he's Little Bee, not Big Bee and Big Bear, but Little Bee. So Little Bee kept walking, because that's what you do when you want to keep safe from a bear. Keep on walking, keep on trucking, and down he went. Suddenly, Barney Owl appeared again. Barney said, "Are you still bored?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Where are you now?" He said, "I'm at the beach, and there's no water there." He said, "Well, I'll teach you magic." And with that, Barney got even greener and greener. He said, "Here's my secret. If you bend over and reach up high, after you bend over, reach up high and pull on the rainbow, you can bend the rainbow." "Really?" said Little Bee. "I can bend the rainbow?" That tickled him. And so he tried. And soon he bent the rainbow to this shape instead of straight. Little Bee bent the rainbow. And then the rainbow, the color blue, felt so good about Little Bee. Big Blue made drops of water come out of the sky for Little Bee and fill the lake that was dry. Until every place in the lake was blue water. and the water was there for him to play with. And little B went into the lake, and he splashed and he splashed. Can you splash? Can you make believe splash? Splash, splash. The water was blue, like blue in the rainbow. Can you say blue, blue? I love you. Blue, blue. What to do? Blue. Playing in the water like a fish. He played and he played and he played, and he was so happy that from then on, when he was bored and didn't know what to do, he should just go swim in the lake where the beach was, near the mountain. And you didn't have to climb the mountain. You could go right around to the beach. And do you believe my story? Because it's the truth, as I tell you. That's the end of it. The story of Little B. We have Little B, and we have Big B. Can you say B? B. And we have ball, ball. Poor Barney Owl. And Barney Owl. Stay, Barney. Good boy. Barney Owl. And we have birds. And we have bugs. And we have Roar, the bear. And bending the rainbow, he bent the rainbow. Bent the rainbow. Again with the B. And beach. Here's the beach. And of course, blue. The color blue on the board. And the word is spelled B-L-U-E. Blue. Blue. So that's what I would do with kindergarten and first grade. And in this story, this is not a story. This is for middle school and high school level. I would say between 12 and 16 years of age and up. This is called a picture poem. And in each box is a word. These are for students who already know a lot of vocabulary, but are still practicing their pronunciation and usage. But in this situation, we can either make sentences or we can make poems or stories. So let's pretend that we're going to make a poem. The rainbow song comes down in the rain. The rainbow song is silent. The rainbow's grass, what is that word? Walks. The rainbow's grass walks and searches and howls in a song. So all I'm doing is taking the words and playing with them and mixing them up to make a poem. The good part about that, I would think, would be the first one. The rainbow song comes down in the rain and walks in silence, in a silent song. Once upon a time there was a rainbow, and the rainbow came in after the rain. But sometimes magical rainbows will come before the rain to let us have a good sign that good things are going to happen the next day. One time there was a wise owl who liked to howl at night and search for light, but there was no light. All there was grass wherever he walked. And so you can play with the words in sentences, you can play with the words in a poem, and this is called a picture poem. And sometimes picture poems are in the shape of a hand. And sometimes in the hand is written words that are poems in themselves in each finger. And it can come in all shapes and sizes. It doesn't have to be a grid like this, but this is for older students. And there might be a student who is a songwriter and wants to make a song out of some of these words, or a story, or a poem, whatever. So you get to practice your pronunciation, and you get to practice your creativity all at the same time. Oh, so the thing I wanted to say about middle school and high school, as we know it, or let's put an age to it, 12 to 16 years of age, or so is that you should be able to be creative with words even if you can't pronounce them perfectly. Both are important. That the use of words is not only to make sentences, it's not only to pronounce the words clearly and to know your grammar, but to be able to play with the words, to be able to be creative and shape the words and use them and shift them. And that's the real love of language when you get to that level. And you don't have to be totally fluent in order to do that. As a matter of fact, I believe that when you play with words, it helps the fluency even more because it allows your brain to be more plastic and creative, and right brain and left brain, to be able to invent new ways of using words that you wouldn't before when you're regimented to do a language drill, etc. Both are necessary, but both are important. The creativity should not be left out. I've enjoyed working with you today. Just know that any curriculum you want me to teach, any curriculum at all, would be fine by me according to your needs and purposes for whatever age group that you want me to teach. Thank you very much. Again, my name is Andrea Alig. Have a great day.